Hi everyone, I decided to make this live. We are still at the one Caucasus camp near Chatach village, or they call it Bolnisi also, I think, Bolnisi village. We're already installing the stage for the singers, etc. etc. So, but basically, what I decided to do with this video is just to give feedback to future volunteers and maybe the organizers, whoever would like or would value such feedback. So, we did a workshop. We have been working with the children of Khachini. It's an Armenian village in Marneoli region in Georgia. And what I'd like to probably say is that what I learned from this experience is that some of the children are very. What I learned from this experience is that some of the children are very interested in working like in teams, in small groups. For instance, we have singers who were very interested in singing, etc. But also there were other kids who were only interested in playing, or there was nothing much to do in the village, so they would just come and hang out. In our village, there is this club building. So if you are going to do some workshops in the future, or if I'm going to do whatever, there is this gate which closes, sort of um, keeps the building secluded in a way. So one idea I've been thinking about is to have a guard next to that gate in order not to allow everyone to enter into the yard and into the building, because many of those who come are not really interested in the workshop themselves, and they disturb and hinder those who are really interested and want to work. So this is one idea I would consider in the future, and I would suggest you to consider if you are going to do some events there, and not in order not to hurt those who are not part of the workshop teams. We had singers group, for instance, we had dancers, and there was a lot of interested in learning languages in the beginning, but we couldn't manage the language workshop team, even though I gave them some resources. um, it would be interesting. What I would do is to organize also some separate hours for just games, because they adore games. And we were having a lot of fun with games and songs and dances. So, for instance, one could have a workshop or several workshop groups, small groups. The club building is quite large, and you could have at least two workshop groups working in the building separately. So I would make 2 or 3 hours of workshop with these teams maybe, and then later in the day, the gates would be open to everyone, so announce one could announce that, at 5 p.m., for instance, we are going to have games, and from 5 to 6 or 7 you could be just playing with everyone. And before that, say from 2 to 5, for instance, you could just have the workshop teams learn and experiment and create art and discover themselves. So this is one feedback, the most important one. Also, if you go early, even though it's not quite necessary, but we were sent there at 11 first, then the children themselves asked to do it starting from 12. Think about getting some lunch, for instance, from the kitchen in the morning. You should take care of your lunch normally, because if you forget that, you will stay without food, and the local shops don't have much of a choice, so you can't buy like even hachapuri or whatever. You could buy only sweets most of the time, sweets and bread. So consider that also. There are some taxi drivers, there are some guys who have the cars, and they don't have gas station in the village, but they have a neighboring village which has the gas station. So this is another possibility if you need gas for the kitchen in the future. I could give you some contacts of the local guys who have the cars, etc. What else? Do I have anything else? Well, you need to have some nerve, but sometimes you just have to let go, I would say, because these are kids, youth, and even the serious guys who pretend to be macho, etc. Inside them also there is a child which wants to express itself, and sometimes they would get into the games on their own, and they want to jog, they want to hang out, they want to meet new people, and definitely they want to have some sex also. Like we have very sexually active males, so but it's fine, it's life. So just not to take things too seriously, to avoid conflict because they have the hot blood and they are young, etc., etc. So sometimes I just simply accept whatever is, being in the present and accepting whatever is. Some plans do not work, and it's fine also. So probably this is it. I don't want the video to be too long, and maybe I don't know. Should I say all these things in Russian, or maybe someone will translate for the Russian speakers later? Yeah, this is it. Thank you. See you. On 1st and 2nd September, we're going to have the concerts. They will start from 6 p.m. So here's the stage. We'll have many, many bands and singers from Armenia, Georgia, Azerbaijan, and there are international teams, even some singers from Africa, with African and Caribbean origins. From Europe, there are some guys from the United States. And the entrance is free, so you can come and join. The website is onecaucasus.org. In order to find out more info about the logistics, tents, and stuff, we have showers, we have restrooms, but about the tents and stuff, I'm not sure. So everyone is cordially invited. See you. Bye bye.